What's going on, Rovers? Mr. Shalat back with another video. Today we're going to be going over the homework for Multiview Sketching. I received a lot of comments about being a little confused, so I'm going to walk you through the process of the homework. Please make sure you check your answers versus what I had. Hopefully you see some similarities and anywhere you struggled. Hopefully I can answer those questions all in this video. All right, so item number one, they had this chart to fill out. All right. The shape here has a bunch of letters on it, and then according to where the letter falls, you have to look at that particular view and answer whatever number is pointing at on that view. I'll walk you through it. So for letter B here on this shape is this front edge, okay, right here. So when we look at our front view, well, we'll start with our top view. They're asking for a top view. So on our top view up here, what one of these numbers is pointing at this particular side, and that side is getting pointed at by number 14. So we're going to write that under top. All right, for the front view, looking over here, okay, it's at the end of that shape where B is at. Number 8 is pointing at that shape, so we're going to write 8 there. Okay, side view, looking straight on, that's side B. That would be number 18. Okay, letter C. Letter C is this baseball hat type shape. Okay, over here on the side, they want to know on the top view. On our top view, we look up top. Number 12 is pointing at that side. Front view, we look at our front view. Item number 1 is where that baseball hat is at. So we're going to put number 1 there. Okay, side view, pointing at this side of the shape. Okay, so if we're looking at it in this direction, this line here and this line here represent this side. So number 20 is pointing at that. Letter D. Okay, letter D is this surface here. Okay, and on our top view, number 13 is pointing at that surface. On our front view, this surface here is getting pointed at by number 4. And then our side view over here, that shape right in here is number 17. Letter E, okay, which is right here, this dog leg here, all right. Top view, number 15 is pointing at that shape. Front view, right here is the dog leg, item number 2, all right. And then our side view, okay, which one is pointing at this particular line here where that would be? It's number 24. Okay, letter F. Letter F is on top, it's the square. Okay, so if we're looking at it from the top view, it ends up being number 11. Continuing on, top of this shape right here, okay, number 6 is pointing at that one. Side view for letter F, 22 is pointing at that shape. Letter G, okay, letter G is right here in the front. On our top view, number 16 is pointing at that surface. Front view, okay, here on the end is number 7. And then our side view, letter G, is number 19, okay? Right here on that box is that box. So number 19. Okay, letter H. Letter H is on top, okay? Top view would be number 10. Okay, front view, we need that top surface there. Number 5 is pointing at that. And then our side view, okay? Our side view here, looking at it in this direction, okay, of letter H, okay? Letter H is up top, so that would be this top surface here, and number 23 is pointing at that. All right, so there's the chart. I'll hold it up to the camera, pause the video, compare your answers. All right, next, for these items, wanted you to draw a front view of these shapes, okay? So when we look at the item, you're looking at it straight on, all right? And in this particular section, Here I ended up drawing the dark blackish surface. So we're going to go ahead and draw that. It comes over, it comes up, over, up. It's a box, comes back, down, over, up, up. Something close to that, okay? Flipping over, the one here at the top. Again, they're showing you these surfaces, they're showing you these items, okay? And you have to pick the best front view. You're looking at it in an ISO view. So you have to determine what is the best front view. Well, of this particular one, it is a rectangle. So we would have our rectangle. All right. You have a large circle in the center, 4 smaller circles in the corners. Okay, that's the front view of that shape. Next one, front view of this guy, okay? Longest side that shows the most detail. Well, we're going to be looking at it in this direction, not from this direction, but we need to see the most detail out of this shape. So to do that, try and get this on camera here for you. All right, so it starts here with a little rectangle, and then it tapers up to the top. It's a straight line, and then off of that, it tapers down, like so. All right, so when we're looking at this, you have a flat surface, then it goes up, then it tapers down. We're looking for something similar to that one. All right, next shape. The best front view of this, okay, could be done either way. This particular shape only really has 2 views, so I'm going to draw it in both directions, and then you can go from there. Pick the one you like better. So we could do a top view or a side view of this one. Both could be considered the front view because of the way this shape is set up. So if I'm drawing it from the side, all right, the shape comes up, it's on an angle, comes down, like so. All right, then we have the piece that's up top, like that, okay? However, this shape has a hole that goes through the middle of it, right in there, plus this center part is hollow. So if I'm drawing this hollow, I'm going to come in here, draw some hidden lines right here, make those hidden, okay? That is showing me the edge of this smaller circle here. And then through the center we have a hole, so I would have to designate and show the hidden lines of the hole that goes through the center of the shape. Now, some of you, I noticed on the submissions, all right, and this is acceptable if you have enough circles. So if you did this as a top view, okay, you have your main outer circle, and then you have your other circle that runs around the outside of it, okay? That gets us here and here. We're that point. Now we can do these center circles. So we have a circle, and then the hole in the middle, but this particular shape, if I hold it up here, it does have a little bit of an edge to it. So you have to designate that on this circle. On this particular circle, you would have 2 circles right inside of one another. So we would have a second circle that runs around on the inside, because we got to see the thickness of that shape. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Either of those 2 would have been an acceptable answer. If you're watching the video back now, please draw both. Next shapes, okay? Drawing the best front view of these, all right? So if I'm doing this shape up here at the top, it ends up looking like a dog leg. So we'll slide this on the camera a little better, all right? It comes over, down, something like that. That's the shape, okay? And you could even do a little bit of a line right there because of this right there, okay? But that's the shape, all right? Then we got to draw the hidden lines that run through the middle of it, because this thing has some holes in it. So remember, evenly dashed lines. You're going to put those going through right where the hole would be. Okay? So there we go. All right, there's our hidden lines. Next shape, kind of similar shape. All right, so it's straight across like this, like that. I'm going to draw and then I'll explain it. All right, so when we're looking at this particular shape, straight on, all right, we have an L, a hole in it. We'll talk about that. We got to add those hidden lines there because there's a hole that runs through the middle of this thing. Okay. And then over here you have the hump. All right. So as you draw the hump, you still end up seeing this flat surface because on this particular one here, okay, this line goes all the way across. So that's still an edge you see. This edge and this edge are at the same spot viewing wise when you're looking at it straight on. So you do have that straight line that comes all the way across. You have some hidden lines, and then you have the hump in the back. All right, so that gets us through those. A lot of people struggled on these. I'm going to break these down line by line. So let me grab a piece of paper here. All right, so we'll start with the one on the top. All right, so if this is the one that we're about to draw, we need to determine how large this thing is. All right, before we draw anything, we always need to know the width, height, and depth of the shape. Okay, so as we're looking at it, we determine the overall height by counting up here. We would count the width by counting across here because this flat surface gives us an easy surface for us to count across, figure out how big that is. All right, so we have our height, our width, and then our depth would be from here, front to back. So let's go ahead and count that up. All right, it's a little different from me doing it here on camera, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the depth. Width-wise, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll talk you through it in just a minute. All right, so taking a look at this, the overall height, if we count from bottom to top coming up, we have 8 blocks. Going back on our depth, we have 6 blocks. Coming across, we have 9 blocks. All right, so when we're setting things up, we need to know how big to draw our box. We're going to bring in our piece of graph paper here. All right, starting off, for my front view, I need a box that's 8 boxes tall by 9 boxes wide. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, start here in the corner. Okay, it's got to be 9 wide by 8 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 8 tall. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tall. All right, so once we have all that, once we have those come in, I'll roughly sketch this in, then we'll discuss it. Okay, so pausing the video, taking a look. All right, we've got our box here. It ends up being 9 wide by 8 tall. Okay, this is real light on your page. I'm doing it in red pen, so it shows up real nice on the camera. Do not draw as dark as I'm drawing. Okay, we need to leave space in between our views, so I'm going to come over here where I am at. Okay, I'm going to count over 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count those up. Okay, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The lines that you have already drawn are going to help us in our other views. So we have these two horizontal lines that we have drawn on our two boxes. We're going to bring those over to our right side view. Just like our vertical lines here, we are going to bring them up to our top view. So go ahead and extend those lines. Okay, so I'm going to extend those lines coming up. And extend this line coming up. Okay, you're doing everything nice and light. You don't know how big everything's going to be just yet. Okay, so we're projecting all of our lines. We don't know how large everything will be just yet. Let's switch over. Take a look at our drawing here. Okay, we have determined that the depth of this shape is 6. We did that up top. So from front to back, we went back 6. All right. So that means on our right side view, when we're looking at this thing, it's going to be 6 wide by 8 tall. Well, we have already projected the 8 tall. We already know that, but we need to know that this is 6 wide. So we're going to count over 6 and make a mark. And I'm just going to continue to project that line going up because we're going to need it. Okay. So here's what we've done so far. Okay. We came over 6. We are up 8. Our shape is going to fit within this box, and I projected the line up. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to project this line up and this line over, and it's going to hit right over here at this point. So we'll project over, project up. Where those two intersect off of projecting them, I am going to draw my orthographic projection from this corner all the way up until it hits this line. As I do it, I have to split these